all these problems are a practice about substitution way or substitution technique. Again, which one you pick as a u is the base of the exponent. So this is the u. Again, you derive right here, you get 4x power dx. You see, it is built in a way that you are able to replace those together. You see x cubed dx, they are already present. So both of those would be how much? It would be du over 4. Okay, because you want to isolate those in circle. Du over 4. So you write it du over 4. That in the bracket is a u power minus 2. So that is your integral. It is the one that you integrate. Now the number n, you can kick it out. So it would be 1 over 4 integral. So I'm just writing it properly. It is rule number 1. You add, you divide. So you add a 1, you get minus 1 over. Plus a constant. And then you get back u. How much is u? You put it back. So
Okay, so you just that like, okay, when you do 4x3 dx, how do you know that that is your du over 4? Like, because I get the u part, but I get mixed up on the du part.
okay, you're while replacing all the terms of x, you want to replace them by u. So this is your reference right here. It says like x cubed dx. You see x cubed dx should be something. So you take it from the relation below. Take it from the
Okay.
relation below. So how much is x cubed dx? Now that you imagine it is an expression. Call it a. If I ask you how much is a, like if du is for a, how much is a? You solve for a. It means you want to isolate a. Divide by 4 to isolate a. That's it. Okay. For that reason, I wrote du over 4. Because you want to find the expression in circle here. How much is this? So the 4 should be taken away. It would be du over 4. So you imagine this is a relation between dux and dx. What is it that you want to find? You go on isolating. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now we
It's
did.
just like in the exam, I just feel like that, like, I don't know, I'll just get confused on that part,
You
and
want to
then
practice it. You want to practice
yeah.
it. It's the first time you see it. Now we have definite. It means you have the numbers here minus 1 0. So you go one more step. So minus 1 0. This is using calculator. It's not a big issue. So those numbers you plug in x, and you what you see is what you did evaluate. If you put x0, you get 3 to the power. And then when you put the minus 1, there's a minus always in the middle. When you plug in minus 1, that becomes 3 minus 1 to the 4. And you have this to be written before as well. 3 plus. So I am literally writing what I see. That's it. Use calculator to figure out. Okay.
Okay, so it gives so I see that I don't understand how like we went from the u to the -2 to the u to the -1.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is rule number 1. Rule number 1, it says when you have x to the power n, okay, x to any power, you add, you
And
divide. You
plus
add, you divide.
one. Yeah, but
Okay, but minus 2 plus 1 is how much? When you add a 1, you get minus 1.
yeah, exactly. But I understand that, but just that like we already found the derivative before, so you just like what made you realize that okay at that point I have to do plus one.
Okay, the technique has 2 steps. The one here in frame, the one that I did put in frame, this is derivative way to replace. And when you want to find your answer, you integrate anti-derivate. So there are 2 steps. Once in that frame, in that step, you should derive to get replacing. So you want to get to replace the x. You don't have the x. You want to derive to get the x. When you get that box, you go on replacing, and then you anti-derivate to integrate. So this is always what you do in that technique. So you see, once I'm deriving, another time I am anti-deriving. That is the nature of the technique. Okay, so if you go back, always we are doing this. So the one in the box, you derive to get the expression that you want to replace. So do you see the x here? I don't see the x. I want to derive to get it. When you get it, you replace back. When you replace back, the technique says, okay, the problem now becomes simpler. Now it becomes simple. It means you are able to anti-derive according to a technique. You get it? So you refer back to the rules that you have.
Mm,
This is the whole story. Now,
okay.
what rules I'm talking about? Yeah, they are written here. These are your reference rules, by the way, in this course. You don't have more. You don't have more.
Okay.
The students in science, they take 5 techniques. It's only one technique that you take, by the way. There's only one technique. We call it substitution way. Okay, that's it. It's one technique that has to do with the 3 forms. X power a number, you add, you divide, we say. Mm? E stays E. Okay, the 1 over X, it becomes a none, and that's it. You want to recognize these looking forms.